Buying a home is supposed to be the start of a new chapter. For my family, it was supposed to be our escape from the city, but looking back, I realized we weren't moving into a dream. We were moving into a tomb. My name is Mark. Back in 2018, my wife, Sarah, and I found a colonial house on the outskirts of a small town in Maine. It was beautiful, sitting at the end of a long private driveway surrounded by ancient pine trees. It had 5 bedrooms and a massive basement, all for a price that felt like a mistake. The realtor told us it was a foreclosure, a tragic situation where the previous family had just left. We didn't ask too many questions, we just saw the price tag and signed the papers. The first few nights were quiet, too quiet. The house was massive, and every sound seemed to echo through the hallways. By the second week, things started to feel off. It began with the temperature. We moved in during a mild September, but inside the house, it felt like the dead of winter. I'd turned the heat up to 80, but you could still see your breath in the master bedroom. Then came the smell. It wasn't a plumbing issue or a gas leak. It was the heavy, sweet scent of rotting meat. It would drift through the vents at random times, usually late at night. Sarah thought a rodent had died in the walls, but the smell didn't stay in one place. It moved. One night it was in the kitchen, the next it was right outside our bedroom door. One evening while I was downstairs in the basement, I heard heavy footsteps directly above me in the kitchen. It sounded like someone wearing boots, pacing back and forth. I called out for Sarah, but there was no answer. When I went upstairs, the kitchen was empty. Sarah and our son, Leo, were upstairs fast asleep. But when I looked at the kitchen counter, I saw a thick, black liquid dripping from the ceiling. It looked like old engine oil, but it was viscous and smelled like copper. When I tried to wipe it away, it stained the wood like it was burning into it. As the weeks went by, my own personality started to shift. I'm usually a calm person, but I began to feel this constant buzzing agitation under my skin. I would snap at Leo for the smallest things. I found myself sitting in the dark for hours, just staring at the walls. I started hearing whispers, not voices I could understand, but a low, rhythmic chanting that seemed to come from inside the floorboards. It felt like the house was trying to tell me something. Or maybe it was trying to make me do something. I started researching the history of the house. At the local library, the realtor had lied. The previous family didn't just leave. In 1994, the owner, a man named Thomas, had suffered a mental breakdown. One night he walked through the house with a hunting knife while his family slept. He claimed the house told him to cleanse the rooms. The night I found that out was the night everything broke. I woke up at exactly 3:15 in the morning. I wasn't in my bed. I was standing in the middle of Leo's room. I was holding a heavy framing hammer from my toolbox, and I was looking down at my son. I don't remember getting up. I don't remember going to the garage. I just remember the weight of the steel in my hand and a voice in the back of my mind telling me that it was time. I dropped the hammer. The sound of it hitting the hardwood floor was like a gunshot. Leo woke up screaming. Sarah came running in, and when she turned on the light, we both gasped. The black sludge wasn't just dripping anymore, it was pouring. It was coming out of the electrical outlets and seeping through the seams of the wallpaper. The walls looked like they were bleeding black ink. The air in the room became so thick we could barely breathe. Then the door to Leo's room slammed shut on its own. I grabbed the handle, but it wouldn't budge. It felt like someone was holding it from the other side. The temperature in the room dropped so fast the windows began to frost over. In the reflection of the glass, I didn't see myself. I saw a tall, shadowed figure standing directly behind us. I kicked the door with everything I had. It flew open, and we didn't stop running. We didn't grab our shoes. We didn't grab our phones. We ran out into the freezing Maine rain and got into the car. As I backed down the driveway, I looked up at the master bedroom window. The lights were off, but I could see the silhouette of a man standing there, watching us leave. We never went back. We stayed in a motel and hired a crew to get our essential belongings. A week later, the movers told us they couldn't stay in the house for more than an hour. They said the walls were making wet sounds, and they felt like they were being watched from every corner. We lost our savings on that house. We lost our peace of mind. But every time I see a house for sale that looks a little too perfect and a little too cheap, I keep driving, because some houses don't want owners. They want victims. And I know that the Blackwood house is still out there waiting for the next family to see a for sale sign and think they've found a bargain.